Now we have, depending upon the functioning of catalyst, that how it is functioning. So we have the catalysis theory. So we have actually 4 catalysis theory. Just look at the board. One is the old adsorption theory. That means old concept based on the adsorption. Second is the modern adsorption theory, which is nowadays accepted. Third is the energy activation theory, which we already did in chemical kinetics, and this is the intermediate compound formation theory. In this chapter we will be taking up only 2 theories because these are included in your syllabus. That is the old adsorption, which is now replaced by the new adsorption theory. So obviously when we talk about the adsorption theory, we are it is clear in our mind that in this phenomena or in this activity, adsorption is going to take place. That means something is going to stick on the surface but not penetrate deep inside into it, right? So that means adsorption is going to take place. So what does actually old adsorption theory states? It states, it says that, for example, it is a catalyst, right, and this is the surface of catalyst. It is going to attract the reactant molecules. So that means, suppose if this is my reactant molecule, this is my reactant molecule. So it is going to get attract, and the time they attract, or you can say the time they come near to the surface, they get adsorbed on the surface. They get adsorbed on the surface. So likewise, the catalyst is attracting many reactant molecules towards it, and when the reactant molecules are just approaching it, it is just you can say adsorbing those reactant molecules. So in that order, what happens, that more and more reactant molecules occupy the surface of the reactant. More and more reactant molecule will occupy the surface of the reactant, and as we know that if they occupy more, like if there are more reactant molecules which are this thing depositing on the surface, so that means obviously there are going to be more collision frequency, and we know that when there is more collision frequency, that means more is going to be the rate of the reaction. So in this order, it is going to increase the rate. That is, I have just sum up in points. See, the reactant is going to adsorb on the surface of the catalyst. Then as it is doing this, so that means in doing that, the concentration of reactant will obviously increase. This will lead to the increase in the collision frequency, and likewise the rate of reaction is increased. But nowadays this theory is modified into the modern adsorption theory, which is well acceptable all over. And what is that actually? In this, the adsorption is going to take place, but it is going to, like, it has explained the process actually in a better way. Just look at the example. Here what I am doing is I am considering the reaction of hydrogenation of alkenes. We know that it occurs in presence of catalyst nickel. So what do I have? This is my nickel surface, that means this is my catalyst nickel, and this is the surface of the nickel. So first of all, it is attracting the you can say the reactant towards itself. So that means there is a diffusion of reactant from the place where it is to the surface of the catalyst. It is just diffusing near the surface, and the time it is approaching that, what happens, it gets adsorbed on the surface. Here you can see that it has been adsorbed on the surface, and this is a kind of physioadsorption, what you can see. So now what happens when it gets adsorbed, then what happens, the other reactant molecule, that is our alkene, is approaching it, and when it is approaching, it is just forming a you can say a type of chemical adsorption is seen here, that it is making a bond with the nickel. Now what happens, when it gets paired up with the nickel, paired up on the nickel surface with the weak bonds, then what happens, then one of the hydrogen get transferred to one of the the carbon, and the other hydrogen get transferred to the other carbon. So this is what we have formed in this way, right? But this is called as intermediate. Do you think that this intermediate is stable? No, it is not. See, there the carbon valency is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and even for this carbon it is 5. That means it has the double bond hasn't broken up. So that means there is the existence of double bond. So that means it is an intermediate, which is an unstable compound. Because as we all know that carbon is tetravalent, so it has to satisfy only 4 valency. So what it is going to do, it is just going to break up its the second bond, and in doing so, what happens, it leads to the formation of product. And when the product is formed, desorption is going to take place. What is going to take place? Desorption. That means it is going to escape, and at the time it escapes, it is just creating a new space for the new reactant. Sorry, it is just vacating the space, you can say, for the new reactant. And likewise, now again the new reactant will approach, it will pair up with the nickel on the nickel surface, then the hydrogen will get transferred, it will be form an intermediate being unstable. So what is going to happen? It is going to show a desorption, and likewise it will show a formation of product, and likewise we'll get a surface again free for the other reactant molecule to attract. So this is what is the catalysis theory, that is the old adsorption theory. As this theory explained only that the more reactant molecules are occupying the surface, and as they are more, so more collision frequency, more is the product. But here we get to know in a better way that how the physical adsorption, how the chemical adsorption, how the attraction, and when the desorption is taking place, and what is an intermediate, why it is unstable, and what happens when that unstable, like how that unstable intermediate forms into a product. So this is a better way actually to explain the functioning of the catalysis by a new adsorption theory.